you want somebody to throw a ball. Huh? You want that kind? Or you want this one over here? That one? Alright. You can pick your own dog food.
Now that the greenhouse is holding its own, plants are doing well, I'm trying to get some stuff done outside here because some of the stuff is growing and I want to get some raised beds built and get them hooped, put some of the squash plants out there. But because we live on a slope and we got granite just beneath the surface, the water only goes down as far as the granite, then it runs downhill and it gathers here in this flat area that we made for the garden, and I knew that would happen. But last year when we were building this, we were under the gun trying to get this building up and covered before the snow came. We didn't succeed in that because there was a lot of days up on the rafters scraping snow and ice, trying to build, digging our stuff out of the snow. It was quite the process. But before the real heavy stuff set in, we got the building up. So I never had any time to do drainage ditches and run culverts and stuff. So I'm gonna start doing that kind of thing. I'll show you what I got going on. So if you were following the project last year, you saw where I finished the stone retaining wall. That gave us the only flat spot in the yard. This property, just in the yard itself, drops about 6 feet, 6 foot of drop and 100-foot run, give or take. So that's the only flat spot we have because I made the stone retaining wall. So last year you saw where I put this road in. This road's going down there. And when we got the permit to build that, we got a permit to build a 16 by 16 kind of like a lean-to thing, which my intention was to use it as a woodshed, but I might use it to park the tractor in, but I don't know. Now over here, I'm doing what I can. We can't get any dirt delivered, no gravel, no nothing for probably 2 months before the road dries out and we can get that stuff up here. So anyway, what I'm gonna do is this driveway is going to come, turn, go down here, and go in behind the workshop. So right now I'm just pulling out some of the stumps and stuff because they come out of the ground pretty easy right now. Now down here I want to show you. Yesterday I grubbed some of this out with the backhoe, give me a flatter area, and then where that one stone is, running parallel to the building here, I'm going to pile up some stones. I'm going to take some of those big nuggets and I'm going to make a bit of a retaining wall here. Now I'd love to make a nice pretty wall like I did over there, but I'm not going to take the time. I'm probably going to just line the stones up, like have a nugget and have them offset and maybe having them leaning back. And that'll have some little caverns.
Yeah, that'd be a good place to tuck in some little plants.
Yeah, maybe even a few like lilies or something poking out, you know. So I'll probably just do a rough retaining wall here and then have a flat area there and have a big raised bed up there. Then over here when things dry out, I will dig down and put in some drainage pipe and have it slope in that direction and in this direction, and then have like a swale that's all lined with stone running downhill, and have the same thing on the other side. I can foresee that this will look pretty decent. Okay, this little swale will be all lined with stone, look like a little creek. Okay, of course that's going to be all flattened out nicely. I will put a little landing with a set of stairs, and this probably run right beneath it. And this would probably be a good spot to have a little bit of flowers, maybe some wild iris or something growing along this little creek right here. Because in the spring it will be running. So I think that'll really dress the place up. It already looks good. When you're in the house and you're looking down at this whole area, even at this stage, it looks really nice. So when it's all finished and planted and things are growing and it's no longer muddy, it's going to be good. Yeah. But already, like I said, it's very pleasing to the eye. Very, very happy with the way this whole project has turned out. Look at this. Today is a gray day. There's rain on the way. Just have a little fire going in there. But everything is nice and cozy. Oh, they like the greenhouse. They're happy plants. Yeah, I couldn't be happier with the project. Last year when I started digging the post holes for the structure, in the front I dug down about 2 feet and I was hitting ledge. The back piers, I dug 11 inches of topsoil out and I was on solid ledge. And if you've been following the project, you saw where, once I discovered that, I decided to just scoop out all of that dirt because I saw how nice it was, beautiful black earth. I scooped it all out. I poured those concrete piers right on top of the ledge, and then I backfilled it with the good hard crushed gravel that set up really nice, gave me a really nice base inside the greenhouse and underneath the building as well. It was much better surface for all of those piers to sit in, a nice harder packed gravel. The only problem with that is when the rain comes down, it goes through the dirt and then it hits the ledge and then it just comes down here and it's starting to gather here. So I've got to do my best to try to divert it. So I'm getting in the initial stages of that, working out that, to get that flattened out. I'm going to start flattening this out, start to gather some stones, unless I find I'm just sinking in the mud and this whole project's going to have to wait. But I'm going to do what I can. Yeah.
If I'm going to take the time to build something, I'll make it pleasing to the eye. I want this wall to run parallel to the building in a nice straight line. No sense in building something I won't enjoy looking at.
Well, I can't sink this one in. I had 2 inches of dirt and I'm on solid ledge right here. This ledge must dip down because those piers were 2 foot down before I hit ledge. And I'm on ledge right here. So, yep, the wall's going right here. I have to eyeball it. Well, my project is getting rained out already. I haven't even got the tractor started up yet. Oh well. I guess I'll go inside and work on some videos.
To build a stone wall, we're gonna need stones. Fortunately, we live in the granite state, so we've got lots of them. In fact, I dug all these stones out of here when I was pulling stumps to make garden space. I set them aside for future projects. Projects like this one. So here we go.
Well, I've got this pretty churned up. It's getting soupy again. It got down to below freezing, somewhere around 30, 31 last night. It's supposed to get colder tonight, somewhere around the mid-20s. So I'm gonna let this sit, let it get solid again, and take another crack at it in the morning, and I should be able to finish it. But it's coming out pretty good. Surprisingly, after not running the machine for several months, I still got the knack getting the stones where I want them. For the most part, it's coming out good. I'm happy with it. So I think I'm just going to go and gather up some more rocks, get them ready, finish this in the morning. So this is going to work out good because everything was sloping down. I'll have those retaining rocks there. Fill this in with some good garden soil that I dug out. Have a nice flat area. I'm going to divert the water with some trenches. This should dry out quick when the sun gets beaten on it. We're going to be in good shape. I'll have a nice big raised bed right here with a hoop over it, and we'll be styling. I gotta tell you, awful glad to have that greenhouse. Without it, we wouldn't be starting any plants right now. You know, the temps are still getting down. Let's go in there, take a little peek, then I'm gonna go in and edit and finish up this video. Yeah, playing in the mud. Oh, it's a whole nother world in here. I gotta tell you, it's cold outside. Look at the stuff. Yeah, things are going nicely. Look at them. Look at them. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, look at some of these tomato plants. They're nice and stocky. Looking really good. Oh, I am so stoked. Look at this one. That's about 8 inches tall, I guess. Look at that thing. Oh, I can smell it. Look at that. Yeah, everything looks happy in here. I'm happy in here. I always am. I know you guys can see the joy that I have and that I am getting from this project. It is just amazing. Because it's cold outside. It's windy, somewhere in the low 30s. It's 75 degrees in here. Down at the floor down there, it's 60. Oh, it's wonderful in here. But anyway, I worked up an appetite. I'm going to go in. I'm going to chow down. I'm going to finish editing this video and maybe get it out to you later today or tomorrow. Sometime this weekend, you'll be watching this. Yeah. So, I can see that my lens is fogging up. So as I disappear in the fog, I just want to say, everyone, stay safe during this pandemic, and all the best. God bless. We'll see you next week.
Frankie and the boss out walking in the woods, living life happy and free. Tracks in the snow everywhere they go. There's a pokey way up in that tree. A beaver built a pond where they have some fun, taking life a day at a time. Best friends until the end. Frankie and the boss. Frankie and the boss. Frankie and the boss.